Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
What is up, full-time family? I'm not gonna lie, this is officially the best part of Michael Bisping's retirement for me. We all know by now that Michael Bisping recently announced his retirement in somewhat surprising fashion because he didn't go out in a fight. A lot of people kind of were wondering if Michael Bisping was going to come back for a retirement fight against another legend of the sport. But he's also kind of been hinting on his podcast as of late, I might be retired. I mean, if we can't figure out the right situation, you know, or the right location. I mean, there was talks of Bisping fighting in England, possibly Liverpool, with the right opponent. Is it going to be Machida? Is it going to be Belfort? Not going to be Belfort. Is it going to be Rashad Evans? Who is Michael Bisping going to fight? When is Michael Bisping going to fight? Is Michael Bisping going to fight? Turns out the answer is probably no, as Michael Bisping announced his retirement. And when he did announce his retirement, the entire MMA world just fucking went into this almost surprising love fest for Michael Bisping, right? Because, and Michael Bisping was surprised. I mean, whenever I was reacting to Michael Bisping's retirement, I couldn't help but feel an overwhelming sense of, this is a legend, a legendary chapter of the UFC that we could be closing the book on. I mean, of all the UFC legends, it's really not going to feel the same without Michael Bisping on some Slim Shady shit. You know, like, if Michael Bisping, one of the most underrated trash talkers in the game, one of the greatest for sure, former UFC middleweight champion. He's been a middleweight contender for as long as I can remember. He's, built fights, he's sold fights, he's a Fox analyst now, he's got the podcast going. Michael Bisping is really a fixture in the mixed martial arts community. And in England, one of the first champion from Manchester, I believe, or from England to ever win a championship. Michael Bisping, you could read off a list of his accomplishments in the sport. So in that sense, you might not be as surprised that he's getting all of this support. But then on the flip side, Michael Bisping, as I said, one of the best trash talkers. He's offended some people, and as far as his fighting resume is concerned, he's fought some killers. But has Michael Bisping fucking dominated everybody he's fought? No, but that doesn't matter because you don't have to be fucking 50-0 in MMA to be respected. This is MMA, it's mixed martial arts. There's a lot of different styles. Everyone's not coming in doing the same thing. Everybody's not just boxing. Everybody's not just doing wrestling. This is mixed martial arts. You've got to be able to adjust your game on the fly. And we just saw in the last video what can happen in this game with Eric Spicely and how his face is looking 2 days after UFC Liverpool. Michael Bisping is a guy that, on top of everything we've already mentioned, lost an eye to the sport. He had an eye injury that he's been dealing with ever since he fought Vitor Belfort, and he's even had signs of his other eye. That's part of the reason that he also retired. I already have a bad eye, and now my good eye is starting to fucking feel weird. I can't go back in that octagon knowing I'm risking my entire vision. Has he not given enough to the sport? Are you not entertained with Michael Bisping? Are you not impressed? I think the only people that probably aren't fucking with Michael Bisping right now are the people he's personally disrespected, right? I'm sure guys like Jorge Masvidal and Yoel Romero aren't congratulating Michael Bisping right now. But everybody else, man, it's a love affair, and I think it's well-deserved for Michael Bisping. Yeah, has he crossed the line with a little bit of trash talk? You could argue that. But this is the entertainment industry, and Michael Bisping has still been respectful at times. I mean, has he sold a fight here and there? Has he ripped up a Cuban flag? Yeah, but still, all the other things, this is the fight game. This is the fight game. He's selling fights, so that's the flip side of it, to where he might be as surprised as he is that he's getting all of this support. But hey, man, I think it's warranted. So as I said, this is Michael Bisping's reaction, the tweet at the bottom of the screen. And this is my favorite part of Michael Bisping's retirement, because even though he's getting all this love and support, he finds a way to be a little bit of an asshole and crack a joke. This is what Michael Bisping had to say. Utterly blown away by all the beautiful messages regarding my retirement. I have so many people I need to thank, but right now, thank you for the kind words. I should retire more often. That's my favorite part. Michael Bisping, everybody's favorite asshole, said I should retire more often. So that's my favorite part of this, because it's like, Who knows? Michael Bisping might actually low-key retire again, right? And we've seen this before from other fighters. I'm not talking about Michael Bisping. There's fighters that have announced their retirement, came back, announced the retirement, came back. But for Michael Bisping, it really feels final because he's talked about his problems with his good eye. So it's like, as a fan of the sport, I don't want to see Michael Bisping go back in the octagon if it's going to damage his only good eye left. I already know Michael Bisping essentially sacrificed one eye to the game. I mean, he didn't choose to, but he lost one eye to the game already. It might be able to get fixed surgically, but what if he went into one more fucking fight and something happened to him, God forbid, and something happened to that other eye? That would fucking be terrible, knowing Michael Bisping lost both of his fucking eyes for the sport we all love and enjoy. Now he's walking around out here blind when he could have just said no to one last fight, or, you know, if he could have just not had that retirement fight. But with that being said, man, yeah, we'll see what happens if Michael Bisping does come back. It feels official. I think that's where a lot of this support comes from. If people just thought Michael Bisping had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and he's coming back, I don't think he gets this overwhelming amount of support. But for some reason, it just actually feels official, like Michael Bisping might not be coming back. So when you reflect on everything Michael Bisping has done for the sport, it's hard to not kind of be in awe. And even if you weren't a fan of the trash talk, it's hard to not be impressed by Michael the Count Bisping, former UFC middleweight champion, now retired, sure to be in the future UFC Hall of Famer. That being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out. And as always, thanks for checking out this video. If you want to join the notification gang, make sure you hit subscribe and also hit the bell next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to help this channel reach its full potential, consider hitting the PayPal link in the description or going to patreon.com/fulltimemma and becoming a patron. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.